Hello everyone, we're gonna be shooting a video on a couple tips and tricks. This is my third attempt. The game froze on me in one of the good attempts. So I have it where you have to hold to crouch. This just allows you to teabag strafe. Uh, I think it's pretty useful in this game. It throws people off. I say that, but they're just bots, but it still works. Hold this sprint, I think, is really bad. I tried it out, I didn't like it. Maintain sprint is automatically on, I would keep it. Auto clamber, I'm not a big fan of it just because I jump a lot. So if someone who jumps a lot, you definitely don't want auto clamber. Sensitivity, I kept mine at 4. Some people like it higher. I was watching a couple pro players and they tended to like it higher, but I think the sensitivity is very good and very fast at 4. But it's definitely a personal preference, so we'll leave it at that. But I keep the vertical a little bit lower always. It's just easier to stick to the head. I keep all the zoom sensitivities lower. That's just what I prefer. And then I keep the 10 times zoom as the sniper. I like it roughly the same speed. Allows you to flick more. And then video, you want the field of view high for sure. It just allows you to see more. In a way, it lets you be more accurate as well. And then motion blur and screen shake, when you're sprinting, you get a lot of visual effects, and you want to lower that down to 0 just so you see more. You can be a little more consistent. And then I didn't change anything in audio. That's another preference thing. And then I just changed the enemy UI colors. Just a preference. And that's about it as far as settings go. So I would say those are gonna help out a lot. Definitely finding a sensitivity that works for you. And then I'm gonna be talking about movement a lot. So the sliding mechanism in this game is insane. You get to slide super far. You get a jump after your slide, which increases it further, and it gives you a big boost. So when you're going around corners, you want to slide and jump. While it does take a little bit of skill to recenter on people, since you're already in the air, but it still is a good habit to do, just because you are always going to see them first, and you should know roughly where head height is. They should always be aiming there in the first place when you're sliding around. So you're usually going to get first shot, which is going to help you win a lot of engagements. While it is just bots, they still have to recenter on you, and you should take the bots kind of seriously. Right now I'm on ODST bots. This is the second day of the beta, and they don't miss. They are much better than the first day bots. So you definitely want to start using some advanced movement to just start practicing and get a good feel for it. So there's sliding and jumping at the end just to get around corners to get first shot. There's also, you can stop your slide early by pressing the B button and holding back on your left thumbstick. So this is just like, if you want to slide out and be able to get into cover without sliding too far, this is something that's super useful. But every gunfight, you should be thinking of how do I get first shot? Slayer. And so some of these movement abilities are going to help you get this first shot. And I'm going to show you an example right now. It's going to be full gameplay. And hopefully you guys get something out of it. Okay, so I'm going to show you real quick. So this is sliding and then pulling back. Sliding and pulling back. So it's much shorter than a full-on slide. And then there's the slide and the jumping. So super far. So in this game, I personally prefer using the AR. I feel like the Magnum shoots a little too fast. just because I played Halo 5 and I feel like it was much slower and a little more consistent. But there's nothing wrong with it right now. But yeah, as you can tell, AR does a lot of damage. Okay. I'm gonna be trying to keep my roughly 55% accuracy up. I think it's pretty good. It's not too shabby, but see how the game progresses. See if there's jumping. You don't want to stay static. You definitely don't want to just be straight on the ground. It's some people want it to be like Halo 3, but this is not Halo 3. You definitely want to use your movement abilities.
Amazing, Spartan. Double kill. Killing spree.
Okay. Doing pretty good so far. And as I say that, I get smacked in the head. I'm not going to be grabbing any power weapons. I'm trying to just focus on the regular gameplay just so you guys can kind of see what this game's about. The power weapons have spawned. So you know when they're going to spawn. You can kind of keep the enemies off of it so your teammates can grab it even if you aren't. See the overshield here. That bot is absolutely full sending it.
That's a reliable weapon right there.
Okay. Oh. That is why you use the slide jump mechanic around corners, so you don't do what I just did and get gunned. I mean, there was two, I don't think I was helping, but still. Little jump helps. Because even if they're still hitting shots, you just don't want them to hit headshots because that has a crit multiplier.
S7 sniper available.
I only zoom in when they're decently far. If they're pretty close, it's better just to stay unzoomed.
Killing spree. You're amazing, Spartan.
Oof. Their nades are insane. The nades are really strong in this game. Heavily advise using them. I'm not a big fan of the spike nades and the plasma. They throw a little too short right now in this alpha, but they hurt a lot.
Shield available.
See, like right there, I probably should have unzoomed. Just because I was getting closer. Like I said, it's more of like at a certain range.
Enemies on me.
But this is definitely a much faster pace Halo compared to others. As you can see, like I am constantly sprinting around, just doing whatever I can. Ooh, I'll grab a BR. I like the BR.
Spectacular.
And as I say that, the game ends. But yep, those are just a couple tips and tricks. You can leave your comments down below what you like about this game, what you think is good about this game, what's bad, anything you want to change completely. But that's all for this video. I'll see you guys next.